gosh, honestly, I have no idea where tonight's. I sat down the other day to sort of plan things out, so I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen in tonight's session, so I'm going to have to test my really sad, impromptu on the fly um, skills tonight. Yeah. So I didn't know what to plan because there's a number of options and I didn't want to force anything. So it's like, well, let's give it a shot and see see how this goes. So all I have is Ormia's family has arrived to claim her body. Dot. Yeah, it's a good start. Right. Check my notes now. I feel like we covered everything downtime related. Emersina got her wings, which was super cool, in the right of the winged heart. Um, oh. You have a fly speed tonight. Yay! Nice. Hmm. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, let me get off of that. Nope, stop clicking things, Dan. All right, let's fix that over to Cinder. Thank you for the sub. Yes. 2 months in a row. Awesome. Thank you. Now, don't forget, Cinder, you get to give a fresh inspiration. It's like inspiration is going to... I need to come up with some things tonight so everyone can use these inspirations. You get to give any time over the next month. Doesn't have to be tonight. An inspiration die, 1d8 inspiration die to any player, character, or NPC. You can give it ahead of time so they can just hold on to it. Or you can do it in the spur of the moment. Like, oh, nope, I want to help them and give them this. Yay! All right, now I'll fix me. Let me check the settings, because why not, right? All right, let me fix this. And Felix. Move this over. Okay. All right. So what have we got? Speak. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it does. Okay. Good. I do not hear Steph, but Cinder, you can. That's awesome. All right. Can you guys try saying something again? I guess.
Hi.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, me hearties.
Greetings.
How's that sound, Jat? Better, hopefully.
Oh, he said now you can hear me.
Okay. Yeah, that... I don't know.
Magic. It's okay.
I guess I have to change it from default to the speakers that are set as default.
Thanks, computer.
Naturally, yeah.
Thanks, Bill Gates.
Sorry. I should really start drinking soon, too, because you guys are already, like, on fire tonight. It's hilarious.
You drink already.
Yeah. Just coffee. I'm starting with coffee to help, well, because I want my coffee warm, but then it's on to Christmas. Thanks upon us. All right, guys. All right, we transitioned. I can drop out of studio mode.
First Christmas and then the world.
Yeah.
That's Dan's plan. That's his life goal.
Yes, totally. Then the world will be showered in Christmas. All right.
If Dan's heart grows 3 sizes this day.
Nice. Okay. Poor Sterling Sam. She's bouncing. Okay, yeah, I think we're pretty good. And we'll just we'll see how it goes tonight, guys. Yay! All right. So I think that we basically will say everyone's. It's the 2 weeks have passed. We're back. Probably not in the Haven. I think that when they arrive, they would almost definitely go to Renoir Tower, being as ritzy as they are. Over the course of the 2 weeks, I feel like you really probably wouldn't have seen Malos at all. And so things are sort of up in the air currently as far as the party knows, where Malos may or may not be. However, you arrive. Are you all heading over to Renoir Tower to meet with Ormia's family, or are you just like, yep, go do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Felix would.
Okay, let me be. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Emil's excited about the prospect of dealing with nobility, but if the group's gonna go, I would tag along with my friends.
I'll go ahead and go too, but Dan, just to remind, we might need to tell the chat what's happening with Malos a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'll try
and all that.
Yeah, if anyone. Oh, Cleric, thanks for the follow. Yay. Hey, Cat. If anyone wants to pursue, you don't have to. I'll let chat know when we hit it in the story, and if we don't hit it in the story, like no one checks up on them or anything, then I'll cover it.
Okay.
Probably at the break.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So Em, with your newfound wings, still getting accustomed to them a little bit. No, Nev, Brixie just isn't here currently. Thanks. You all arrive at Renoir Tower, and the concierge is there. We'll see if anyone remembers her name. Oh, thank you, Ed. That's awesome. Yay! I don't even know what kind of day this would be. We'll say it's sort of, there's a lot of overcast, rainy days. It's a light sprinkle outside. The weather's still fairly warm because you're heading into summer. You all dry off a little bit as you enter the lower section of Renoir Tower. And you see a group of nobles, which isn't all that out of place here. But there's far fewer residents here currently since the attacks and rebuilding has commenced and all. A lot of, you see people, it looks like there's some mages that are actually doing some of the reconstruction, as you see some blocks float of their own accord, seemingly, up over the tower, and there's some framing outside that's for the standard workers that are there doing their job. And this group of nobles has arrived at the main check-in counter. You wouldn't know them from any other group of nobles except Yaris is there, whom you saved from the hands of Davros. He turns as they're checking in, and he's sort of looking back over his group. He sees the lot of you come in. Hey! Please, come over! Smile on his face, sort of looking around amongst the group.
Caitlin will slowly approach. Not really sure how to react.
He seems to be putting on a jovial face. You can see the pain etched across it, but he's doing his best to a little overkill on the positivity side. Well, friends, it's so good to see you all. I'm glad you could make it. Still sort of looking amongst everyone. I see a new face. Looking over at Mina, whom I'm just going to assume is with everyone. I was hoping to speak with Malos, Master Malos, but I see he's not with you.
We haven't seen him for a while.
And you hear a clerk. Oh, sir, this was left for you from Master Malos. A letter for the family. Turns around and grabs the letter. Kind of looks at all of you, and it looks like he's contemplating opening it for a minute, but just tucks it into inside of his vest. Yes, well, I'm glad that you all could make it, and I would love to hear about more of the tales of valiant efforts to save the city from the condition it was in. Certainly looks like it's taken a beating since I left, but better. People look better. Happier, at least. Can I get you all a drink while we sort out all the logistics of claiming the body?
Please, that'd be great.
Sure.
I believe there's a cafeteria over this way with a bar. And he kind of leads everyone over to the bar. He's got, again, he seems to be overcompensating a bit with pep in his step and trying to kind of walk ahead of everyone, forced smile on his face. But he buys around for everyone. And picks out a table and then goes up to get some of the drinks. And you see him take the letter out and sort of read through the letter by his lonesome up at the bar. And gets a bit of a pained expression and reads through. Folds it up, tucks it in, puts his face back on, his good face, and grabs a tray of tankards, brings it over, sets it down on the table. Well, I'd like to start by toasting the departed. Ormia was like a child to me, and there's a lot of evil and wickedness in this world, and a lot of unfairness, but she did her best through it all and helped many of those in need at the end, and made some good friends along the way. And I think that says a lot about her true character. So here's to Ormia.
Ormia.
Armenia.
Breakfast stout. Good choice.
Oh, he's just finishes that first one. Indeed. So, I'm a bit relieved, to be honest, that Malos is in here. I understand why he had to do what he had to do. We've been told by the young man from the previously from the Crucible, from the Church of Unity, explained what took hold of Ormia, and I thank you. And he looks over to Mina, the drow that has recently joined the party, cleric. Thank you for preserving her as you have. It's likely beyond our reach to bring her back, but being able to keep her in a preserved state while we pour our means into what we can means a lot. I've heard that there are some very powerful magics that may be able to bring someone back if the body's preserved. But even though we're nobles, we have the wealth. It may be beyond our means, but it's good. It's good that you've allowed us this opportunity. But let's. I feel that Ormia would want us to shout and celebrate and jest rather than mourn in a more somber way. So let's take this opportunity to do just so. The service, we're going to have a small service here this afternoon, around 1, and we will promptly be returning with her body. But please regale me with your tales, and I'd love to hear them.
Well, regardless of the end, there was a wonderful person who fought bravely.
Indeed. So, I can't thank you all enough for saving me too. I feel like Mad Claw. Next time, Gadget. Cat climbed up on me. Time to get down, kitty.
Was that Brixie?
Oh my gosh! Awesome. Yes, well, he goes over and asks for some different stories and tales. And if you guys have anything particularly you want to role play as this particular remembrance goes on, you're certainly welcome to. Otherwise, oops. Otherwise, you do just that. You sort of celebrate more so than have a somber sort of remembrance here. Yaris tells you some hilarious stories from her childhood, embarrassing moments from her youth. Someone no doubt recounts the tale of the runic brands. Now she had hers at her ass cheek. And yeah, it's sort of, some happy tears and some quiet somber music and moments. Yeah. Anyone have anything they want to add during that, or you just sort of want to say it was done, which is fine, of course.
I don't have anything in particular.
Okay. The day goes on, that wraps up. We have a little bit of time to, I don't imagine anyone got too boozed up, but if anyone did, they have some time to let their buzz settle. There's some lunch, service rolls around. It's a really small service, and it's actually being held by the area out in front of the Crucible. Crucible has had a major overhaul. You see a lot of low-level clerics there that seem to be just there for the people. You don't see that military force any longer that they had. A number of folks that you recognize as just as simple citizens of Black Rock Landing are there working and building and such, but they're as it starts out as a very small service in that courtyard area in front where that final battle was fought. There's a small pile of stones that has been built up. A bunch of citizens have brought up their own stone and set it on this pile, and it's actually turned into like a 12-foot tall that sort of slopes out monument just to the people that fought and died here or that were wounded, and most certainly to the people that made an impact in that battle, all of you. Nothing fancy, just you see as the service starts, there still is a kid that brings up his little pebble in his hands and puts it in there, a little stone, and some adults, and they kind of put their stones down and then walk over. where there's essentially an open casket with her, preserved as her body went back to mostly her natural state. And you can see his little makeup and such to keep up the pleasant appearance in death. And people pass by, and there's some nice words said. Even the citizens come up and they say some words for her and give their thanks to all of you. But a fairly large gathering ends up accruing here, building up by the end of the service. Quiet, everyone is very soft-spoken. There's a number of tears as people are not just mourning her death, but it's a vivid representation of all the loss that they've suffered and what they've gained as all these people are now here together, not at arms, not fighting, but together in remembrance. So it's a bit of a moving ceremony for her. If any of you have any words, you're all invited to speak. If any of you have any words that you want to say for Ormia, although I know you've done that once before, so entirely up to you. Okay.
Em's just gonna stay quiet.
Okay.
Yeah. He looks to be pretty quiet during this too, but when he does approach the casket, he'll tuck in a small feather in the casket and just kind of say, I didn't get a chance to do what you did for me, and this is a promise. If there's any way to fix this, I'll do everything that I can. And just walks off.
I think that Caitlin is probably staying back a little bit, since she's already kind of said her goodbyes and with Lair to the family. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that finishes up, and Yaris says a few words. You see, they're never introduced, but there's a very mournful couple there, in very ornate, elaborate armor, ceremonial armor, and you might think that those are possibly her parents. There's a man that's stood by her casket for most of this, and you may recognize that is the person that she was, I think, betrothed to, but significant other, will say, and then some other family members as well. But the service wraps up. The rain has let up for this, thankfully, before the service started. And clouds start to part a little bit. Some soft, warm sunlight shines down on everybody. And the service is done. They move the casket, and Yaris says his goodbyes and thank yous to everyone. And talks about each of you a fair bit, but not so much Malice. I think he's still conflicted about how and what happened, and certainly since he read the letter. Malos was nowhere to be found at the service, and that's that. The day goes on, they part, and you guys sort of have the rest of the day. To move on, to do whatever you want to do next. That puts a bit of finality to things here, that as it's sort of time to move on.
What's the time of day, Dan?
It's probably about 3:30 in the afternoon now.
Okay. I think that Kaylin will wait for the others to come out.
Felix will probably try to find what's the name of Ormia's mentor again?
Years.
Yeris, that's right. At some point.
Okay. You see him as the service wraps up, and he's talking to some of the other family members. He sees you approaching and just sort of, pats one of them on the back and turns over. Yes, Felix. Thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here. She's our comrade, and no matter how things shook out, we'll always remember what you did for us.
That's kind of you.
What about you? What will you do now?
Well, I have my family to return to. They've been welcomed back very kindly. And there are others to train. And a life to live. I feel that my perspective has been certainly shifted, and my passion for life renewed given past events. Maybe search for a way to find the spell I spoke of. There's a wish spell, as we understand. There's much planning to be done. I'm not sure just yet.
Well, maybe if we're ever back in town, we'll give you a visit.
I would like that.
Catch up. Sure.
Please.
Take care of yourself, Yoris.
You too, good sir. Kind of gives a nod and heads back over to a different patch of people. All right. Well, Kaylin, you see, the other folks sort of come out one after another at whatever time they come out.
Okay, Kaylin, didn't see you there.
Hi. I think once if the group comes out and we all kind of get, it won't just be like, should we decide what we should be doing next?
Yeah, it'd be good if we could leave town sooner rather than later, especially now that this is done, I guess.
Yeah, it certainly seems like things are wrapping up, so it seems like the time to go.
Has anyone seen the lion lately? Ren?
I've been checking on him the past 2 weeks, but he has not been accepting visitors. He's being taken care of by his staff, but I haven't been able to get in to see him. But I did say that I would check before I left, and if he still wasn't ready, that I would leave some way of contact or reach out for contact later on as we travel.
Sure, yeah. I just would like to definitely see if we can help out with anything before we go. Make sure the city has its best chance.
I agree.
It's a good sentiment, but I suspect this isn't the right time. And I'm not just saying that because I want to see the open road.
No, you're right. You're right. I said I just checked on it a couple of days ago, so I doubt that something has changed. But you could probably certainly check with his staff, but they seem to have it all together. So we could definitely write as we're traveling. I know I plan to. But I'd be willing to stop in if you wanted to speak to them yourself.
think about it.
Okay. Just let me know.
Sure.
The party of introverts continues. Nobody actually really wants to, take the lead and talk to him directly, except for Kaylin, who's already said she's not.
Neat.
So as far as where we're... Oh, sorry.
No, please go. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just continuing the conversation.
Please.
So as far as where we're going next, do we have any leads?
I guess some of this information from Sterling Sam is relevant to some of you. I'm happy to go with you whichever one of those leads we pick up on and follow.
Good. Felix, did we have any leads as to, I know that they mentioned the shadow thing, right?
Crimson thing.
Everybody looking at their notes.
I love that. I'm just going to let them,
Everybody goes from looking at the camera to looking down or looking sideways or opening a book or...
Oh, crap,
Did we get any leads on where we could find them?
Not directly. I think this is the kind of organization where you can't just lob off the head. But we do know that... we do know that there's been some activity near Bridgeport, and why am I forgetting all these names? The first city that we were in, Bexley?
Bexley? Yeah.
Bexley, yeah.
It's been 41 episodes. You're forgiven.
Is Mina with the group right now?
Yes.
Would the Crimson Fang work towards what is it called? It's the feat that I get from my background that I can't remember the name of, and my book is on the other side of the room right now. But I get let me look at it. Let me grab it.
I think you're muted, Mariah.
Sam, I forgot. I had my hand up right here.
Oh, neat.
Oh, okay.
Turn pages.
Oh,
this is the wrong book.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, check out Steph's shirt.
Warforged.
Is that not amazing?
Wicked awareness.
It is so cool.
Advantage. It's the Wicked Awareness feat, but I get advantage on checks when searching for cults. So would I know anything about the Crimson thing and could I roll?
Is it just cults, or does it do?
It just says cults.
You're welcome to do a history check though if you want.
Whoops.
Yeah, I mean it's not, but we'll do it this time around as you're a fresh character. We'll give you some juice. It won't be the norm, but go ahead today. Yeah.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay.
Well, it's still kind of tough because of the organization. But you've been alive for a while now. You probably heard it. You would have heard about it in its earlier days, some 150 years, even a little beyond that, 180 years ago, 160 years ago, I think, where they were still a mercenary band. And then you had heard a little bit, probably with that role, about them becoming more of a behind-the-scenes power player. They basically the general gist of them that Sterling Sam said is probably what you'd have a pretty good idea of, where they went behind the scenes and they take on jobs, still mercenary work, but they make it look like it's this other faction. They never leave a trace. They always redirect with the clues they leave behind and other things. A lot of subterfuge, stuff like that.
Okay. She's just gonna mull over that while everybody's talking.
Okay.
In her hand. Mm-hmm. Well, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
We're trying to figure out where we're gonna go.
Oh, right. Bexley, Bridgeport.
Well,
Things like that.
I mean, I'm willing to go wherever we have a lead for them. But that would be up to the group.
Well, do we want to try to fix this curse?
Curse?
Which curse are we talking about? Interjects Emil, suddenly nervous.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the curse of the day. The curse du jour.
Everyone looks to Emil. Oh no, no one knows. What are you talking? What curse?
You know,
really,
the curse.
Really, which curse are you talking about?
I think, did we tell you about the one time at band camp where we all got these weird tattoos?
Woohoo! So much fun.
No.
I mean, clearly you were with us when we were at the bar with Yaris, and he was telling us about things from Ormia's childhood, and then we told him about the time that Ormia got a tattoo on her butt.
Oh yes,
that time.
I was with you guys the whole time.
And don't the kid. I removed his name, or just not scrolling down to him. But the kid from the Crucible had mentioned back when he assessed Ormia that. Oh, that's right. Sorry. No. Yeah, no. I was just for everyone else. I forgot that no one else wanted to be scanned, right? I think no one else wanted to be scanned. So I guess you wouldn't know whether or not it's affected everyone else. Okay. Whee! Sorry. Zoop.
Well, if someone has a curse, I have a spell that can remove those. But I agree on we should be traveling. I'm anxious to get out of this city.
So, he looks around at the group.
So Bridgeport isn't a great place to be right now. Just as a heads up.
What's wrong with Bridgeport?
Well, Bridgeport is where I'm from, and I left because there was a big government overthrow, I guess, if you want to put it lightly.
What did you do?
Who, me? No.
Yeah,
Couldn't be.
Then who?
We'll be here all night, chat.
Nice. Who's on first?
No, there were some heavily armed bandits that rolled through, and they overthrew our local government. And for a long time, I didn't know what had happened to my family and friends. But fortunately, through Sterling Sam, I was able to get a little bit of information from one of my friends in town.
As he's talking, I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Mina does not pull any punches.
Okay. After everything she's heard, she's just a little. She may seem, naive, but she's very cautious.
Sure.
So
is there any chance that Emil recognizes the spell?
Let me check. I feel like they know that it's being cast, but let's see.
An affected. Let's see. So a creature. Let's see. On a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice. I'm gonna center it on myself, so everybody is in it.
Okay.
An
affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid.
Make a charisma saving throw, and if you fail, you're aware of it.
Well, if you fail, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie. But either way, if you're fail and you're affected, then you're aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Can be evasive in its answer as long as it remains within the boundaries. Okay. But you cannot willingly tell a lie while you're in it. So you cast that. That's
as Felix starts telling his story, I'm just gonna kind of quietly cast that.
Nice. So you wrap up the part you're in, and then you feel this a little bit of heat, and your tongue feels like there's not paralyzing, but there's like it's been pulled a little bit, the muscles, and you feel like if you were to try and speak a lie, it wouldn't work.
Everybody has to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, right. Charisma saving throws all around. Yay! What's your spell save DC?
My DC is 15. 15?
Wow.
Oh no, you missed it by one. Dan, is Brixie in herself or
Kaylin?
Oh my gosh, Kaylin.
I think it's up to you, Brixie. If you want to be in either form, or are you
What
asking
the heck?
Oh, Felix, it's a save, not a check.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, you might be saved then after all. Brixie, were you asking which form Brixie was in?
Yeah.
Whichever. I'll let you decide on that. Mm-hmm.
I'm in my tiefling form, and no, she wouldn't know. Okay, I have not.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, it's a +0 for both, so I'll just take that.
Okay.
Oh, Emil, oh, brutal.
My inspiration.
22. Yes.
Oh, that's on top. Oh, nice. You got to use one. Okay, so Emil, you do, recognize as it starts to take effect, you're like, and you're able to pass through it. Okay, so Brixie, you're safe. Rosina, you're safe. And Emil, because you use your inspiration, are safe. Everyone else, you can feel, you can't tell a lie. Doesn't mean you have to speak the truth. I mean, it does if you're going to answer, but you can be evasive, But it'll be pretty evident that you're not answering the question, so that'll probably tip.
So she does that while Felix is talking and telling his story.
Brixie would like to.
His hometown.
Brixie would like to cast detect magic, and the spell says if you sense magic in the way, you can use your action to see a thing or around any creature or object. So would that count for?
I'll say that basically because right, you passed it, so you wouldn't be aware. Yeah, go ahead. So a few things are happening at once. So let me take a step back. Felix, while you're partway through the story you want to decide, because it's tough to backtrack. So usually, moving forward, I'll probably say I know you don't want to jump in either. Interrupt. I don't want to interrupt. But you would notice it taking effect. So you can do whatever you want in the latter part of your story there, I guess, Felix. And Brixie, go ahead and cast. Mm-hmm.
So what did you do, Felix?
Dan, it doesn't have a roll.
Oh, okay. I'll take a peek.
If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
No roll required?
And
Okay.
you learn its school of magic, if any.
Yes.
Okay, what school is it, Nina?
It is an enchantment, and it is centered on myself, and it's a gigantic bubble.
Nice. You sense that suddenly this whole dome bubble area around you starts to shimmer with this little faint, like pixie dust iridescence. And you're like, okay. And you're aware that it's an
enchantment. This is a little weird.
It is. Oh, the spell is from the school of
No, Zone of Truth is enchantment.
Oh, I'm looking at detail.
But you do sense it, Bexley.
Help! Detect is from divination. Whoops.
Nice.
I told you it's enchantment.
Yeah.
I know. I like reading spells.
So Brixie, you're aware of it. Felix, you're, Em was like, oh, so wait, what did you do?
I'm just kind of trying to figure out if like everything around us lights up because of the spell that was cast.
Only Brixie sees that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
No one else
does.
does.
So it's not.
You're aware of it happening because you failed the thing. You're aware that you can't lie right now. Because you were affected and it's taken hold on you, you know that you have to tell the truth or sidestep it.
This pen is blue.
Awesome lie. It was me.
Wait, what? Em's a little confused.
I left the town when I shouldn't have. When I could have stayed and fought, I left.
How many other people left with you?
Just me.
Just you.
Why do people feel the need to fight losing battles? I don't understand. Like, that's a strange definition of the word honor. Like, you survive. That's what you have to do sometimes.
No, I completely understand that. I've done that myself. I'm just curious. It isn't often that a whole government is overthrown.
Or, say twice in
a century.
Close, proximity time-wise, considering where we are right now and what's just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't get me wrong. Bridgeport isn't as fancy or as big as this place that we have here. Just a small town.
It's a lonely world.
Mm.
So disguises.
Whatever happened to our wizard friend?
Yeah, maybe he'll join us on the road.
Well, he is a wizard. But you speak, she looks at Emil, you speak of fighting losing battles. We kind of went into a losing battle earlier. 2 weeks ago. We survived. But we didn't go in thinking that would be the case. Or at least I didn't.
Nope, the same.
Not everyone survived, says the player.
I hope I'm embellishing. So she looks back to Felix.
If this group has had recent activity in this town, it makes sense that we should go to where this activity is, and we can hopefully find more information. if they've been affecting... Bridgeport is on this continent, right, Dan?
No, Bridgeport's way over on Calborum, back where everyone started.
Where we started, okay.
Felix, are you going to be able to enter Bridgeport, or are they going to try to arrest you?
Not with this uniform.
They're not going to arrest you with that uniform, or you won't be able to enter the city in that uniform?
I won't be able to enter the city. Well, I could probably enter the city, but, who knows how far I'll get.
So we need a men's clothing shop.
I do like the idea of disguises.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a men's clothing shop.
The only person that would have to disguise themselves, though, is Felix, I think. Or would we all be in danger?
I'm really not sure how tightly they have the city locked down right now, or... I just know that my friend is okay.
Good.
Mia's just gonna kind of look at you curiously and just... I think you are the same size that Galadir is. We did have some disguises. I have something that may fit you.
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
You guys disguised yourselves a lot?
When we first met, when we left my village, we didn't leave as ourselves. I suppose left wouldn't be the right verb. Escaped would be better. Drow are not kind to deserters. But anyways,
Sure.
the point being is that I will have some clothing that will fit you for disguises, if you so wish to do that instead of having to buy something.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'd love to see what you have.
Okay.
Well, I say that we go to Bridgeport. Well, first we get a disguise. Go to Bridgeport. Find some information on these Crimson Fangs. So that way they can pay. Kaylin will turn around and walk off.
Well, I guess that's decided.
Brixie, will you be joining us in Bridgeport?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And at this point, she's okay.
You hop off one of the stones. I picture you all standing around like sort of a dugout, like in the arena area, the stones and stuff, and this, an overhang that protects you from the drizzle that started, and you're all kind of leaning up on a wall or sitting on a block, having the conversation.
Standing hops sideways on a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So, gosh, as far as logistics go, you guys are up at the northern part of this continent. Let me just share a map, right?
Yeah,
it's easy for me.
Know that it takes did it take like a month or 3 months by boat just to get back to?
It was a hot minute, yeah.
Oh right, we teleported most of the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that, I'd revise it anyway. I feel like by boat I'd make it a little faster, but I think it would still be like a month to get over there. You had the help of the Runekeeper last time. I got you halfway. What am I even doing in the map? Just think. Oh, right. I was going to open up Astralanor. Come on. hope I have this shared out already. Did that pop up, or did I not click it right? I just do it again.
No, you got it.
Oh, I did. Okay. All right. So zooming way out. Let me get this other one up here. All right. Tegradoth is up top. You guys are down. You're on Ephron. You're all the way up at the top of Ephron in the kingdom of Kaiten Kai. So you're all up here. Blackrock Landing, I think, was up here in the top right. And you'll be traveling by boat down the coast. Most of the boats travel safely down the western coast of Ephron and then directly west below Calais, right up to Magna Yavin. Now, the only port city there is Bexley. So you'd be docking at Bexley.
There's got to be a smuggler's port so we can avoid Bexley.
You could definitely look for one of those. Yeah, in fact, where was the one that we found? No, that was in Calais that you landed there. But likely there's some... Yeah, okay, that's right. I suppose you can always swim, too. There'll definitely be options to pursue depending on what type of boat you procure and stuff, anyway, type of passage. Bridgeport is just northwest, essentially. I think it was of... I'll have to look. Actually, I think it might have been near the mountain pass, but I've got to look at my Calborum map. Anyway, so if you want to leave from here, you're in a port city. Alternatively, if you have the funds, you could pay at the Wizards College of Ephron to use their teleportation circle and teleport anywhere to any other campus here on the continent. That would bring you down to, they have one in Dauphin's Haven, which is in the western coast down near the south, and would probably cut the trip to like 2.5 weeks.
Let's do that.
So it'd be 2.5 weeks by boat from...
Yeah. No. It would be 2.5 weeks by boat after you teleport, but...
Get to Dolphins.
Yeah, it's essentially 50 gold per person. If you have any connections, you might be able to get a little bit of a discount or find a way, something to haggle with or barter with. You are sort of the heroes that save the city, so you might be able to lean into that a little bit.
We have some... How much do we have in our party fund? Who took that?
Ormia has that.
I'll tell you right now.
Ormia has that. And we have 5,203 gold pieces, 3 platinum, and 4 silver.
Jeez, you guys are loaded.
So if we wanted to, that would cover.
Yeah, but what's the point of just like teleporting from A to B? You're going to miss all the interesting things in the middle on the way. Look, Emil likes to wander, and explore.
What interesting things are you looking for, Emil?
I like exploring. I like seeing the sights. That's what I'm doing. I mean, if Felix is in a hurry, then we can do that. But
how long was the traveling, Dan?
If you go from here, you're about a month.
Dauphine.
From Dauphin's Haven, it's only about 2.5 weeks. From where you are, it's about a month.
A month by boat?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
You'd go down the western coast. You'd stop at some port cities, maybe once, probably down in Dauphin's Haven. Maybe a second time, depending on what type of boat you get, where they restock and you have a day on shore.
Might actually be cheaper to teleport halfway there. Dan, having been in the city for a long time, do I have any friends at the church that could help us?
No, only because the church and the wizard side have been really they clash so strongly.
State? Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But again, you're traveling with the heroes that swayed the outcome of that final battle, so you're probably looking at a discount.
He'll just stay in the back.
Just a sense of scale. It took about a month to get from England to the colonies. So that's kind of like the journey we have in front of us.
Which colonies, though?
We're all gonna die. Team player kill.
It's a fair question.
Are we having this conversation out of character, or are we having it in character still in the group?
I think this is mostly out of character.
Okay. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Dan, how detailed is this map? Like, would we know if there were any islands between, like, Ephron and Calais? Or is it just a...
This is the known world, so there may be, but if it doesn't show on there, then they haven't been discovered.
Okay. Is the map signed by anybody that we can blame if...
No. It's just sort of a generic map O.
Map of the world.
City, yeah, that you found.
I need to find in like Kids Discovery magazine.
Like any adventuring store sells this map in this area.
What would our travel plan be like? Would we go to the tip of Calais and then head over to Magniaven? Can't really go through.
Typically from here, there's like a shipping lane along the western coast of Ephron. So, you probably go down, stop at Dauphin's Haven, and then sail west. And likely, yes, at the southern tip of Calais, stop, restock, have shore leave for a day for the crew, or night, and then head out the next morning and finish the journey over to Bexley. Possibly even on another boat. You may only go that far and then have to take a smaller boat over to Bexley. You're not sure yet.
Oh, I hate transfers. Guys,
I'm okay with either. I don't really preference one over the other. Either way, we're going to be looking at weeks of traveling in some form or another. So,
maybe we can go take a look at some boats and see what they have, what kind of options we have.
Frank in chat says Felix and Kaylin start browsing boat travel brochures.
Well, we could stop here.
That sounds wonderful. I do, yeah. I mean, if we're retconning and having this conversation as in character, as characters.
Yeah, I prefer that. Yeah.
Kaylin would agree to go with Felix to look at boats.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm down up for the host.
Dan, would the map show if there's any ports in Calais? I'm looking at Fin de Marais or Failure.
Let's see. Failure would have a very small one, and it would indicate a very small port because it shifts every 20, 30 years or so. The delta there, waters in the delta shift a bit. And so the port there is rather small and again is moved every couple of decades. Let's see, Fin de Marais. Actually, that's a pretty interesting city. That has this. It floods. It's built in this interesting. Engineered really interestingly that allows the tide has this massive tide there, massive pull, and it floods the lower part of the city. And when the tide goes out, whatever this flow is that brings the tide in, it's not daily, it's like monthly. So there's a good week where the whole city, you can't really access the lower part of it. They have means to, but it's magical means. And then that draws back out and it's dried out, and you can freely access everything underneath. There was also some huge nasty dragon around there that probably would have anyone from Calais would probably know about this nasty white dragon from 150 years ago that had bad plans for people, and some heroes stopped it. But that has support too, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we just go with the original plan of hitting the tip of Calais. I was thinking maybe we could go overland for half the trip.
Wouldn't that be slower?
It might be more direct. Because we're at the top of Ephron, right? So we'd have to go all the way. Oh wait, we can. Yeah, we'd have to go all the way down or all the way over the tip of Calais. But going overland, we'd be going almost as the raven flies. Sideways lost at Emil. Yeah.
Everyone looks over at Emil and Seb.
Scritch for Seb.
Well, I'm okay to go. So
okay.
That sounds fine with me.
Yeah, let's take a look at some. Let's look at some boats.
While they're looking at boats, really quick, Dan, where is Cathar? What continent is it on? Or under, I guess.
Let's see. It's here actually. It'd be under Ephron. Okay. Near let me open up our Ephron map here. Let me give you guys a better idea, I think. Let me resize this beast of a map and see if this is the updated one. Yeah, that'll do. There's a nicer one I'm working on, but there's so many things I'm working on. So this is Ephron here. Thalaria. It's essentially under Thalaria, which at this point, the updated map is like a massive crater. So easier to access the Underdark.
Okay.
Yeah. And Branawir is the city just adjacent to Dauphin's Haven on this other map of Ephron.
Fancy. All right. Ships.
Let's do it.
All right. So we go to the shipyard, I guess, Dan.
Ooh, okay. You all spend the evening, after your conversation, you head down. It's evening time. Again, a fair bit of construction going on in the city, echoing out through the streets. It's impressive how much work they've accomplished, how much construction they've completed in this second week that you've been here. It's really just this. It's been a week since they started working, and the city's already looking nicer. People are have a lot of pride in their work now, and things are getting shared out properly now between rations and food, as well as work. It's not all going to the high class fancy folks or the church. There's a lot of people that have had holes in their ceilings and roofs for a very long time that are getting the repairs done that they sorely need. You head down to the dock district, and there's quite a few boats here. There's a number of merchant ships here that are bringing in and unloading goods for the renovation and repair here in the city. You spot probably 18 to 20 boats or so docked in this massive port area. some large, some medium-sized boats, some sailboats. Most of them are large sailboats that have oars that are as a secondary measure for when they're close to shore, when they can't use a sail. The smell of the sea air is, of course, really potent here. Refreshing for those that enjoy it. Pungent for those that don't. Yeah, it's a strong breeze, nice cool breeze off the water that moves your hair. And you stand sort of at the end of this very long dock, the creaking of boats, the lapping of waves on the rocky, the soft sand with a number of rounded stones on it and seashells. You look over all the boats and think, this would be a great time to take a bio break.
Kaylin's bio banking. This would be a good time to find some food.
Nice. All right.
I see seafood.
Awesome. Cool. All right, we'll take our bio break. We'll take 5 to 8 minute bio break, and we'll catch you back here. I'll leave the audio on so we can chat, but I will put for now. I'll put up our Be Right Back screen so people know that we are stepping on out. Yay! All right, catch you all really soon.
In a bit.
I'll be right back.
I'm hungry.
Oh, my things. My aching things. Yeah, I'm not in bed. That's weird. Ow.
Come on, safari work for me. Crummy will do. Nope. There you
Headphones, Las Vegas.
Oh, I want dark window. YouTube boy. There we go.
Nice. Nice, Darkwing Duck. That's awesome. GDW.
What is funny is that they with the new DuckTales is that they throw in little Easter eggs because back in the 80s, Darkwing Duck was a spin-off of DuckTales. And they put in one of the episodes, they showed DuckTales. And the same episode where Lin-Manuel Miranda voiced Gizmo Duck. Forgot the actual person's name, but he was Gizmo Duck.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I was like, when I watched the episode first time, and then I usually watch the credits to see if I know any voice actors, and I was like, and it said Lin-Manuel Miranda. I was like, what? Wait, what? I was like, in my head, I was like, why do these sounds familiar?
Awesome.
And then I know why.
Lather and blather, Scott.
Yeah, half it. was.
That's so great. I'm gonna put our video back on here because I can. I've got the power. Okay, sorry, power went to my head.
When you're struggling, you call W. Dark winter. Let's get dangerous. Dark winter.
Nice. Makes me think of who were the mice? Come on, Dan. Monterey Jack and come on, shame on me, Rescue Rangers.
Chip and Dale? You mean the chip?
Yeah, they were there too. I think it was Rescue Rangers. Yeah. We're in danger. Darkwing was great.
It's been a week. It's been a week, guys.
Right.
1 week.
Ended a relationship, and then my Tuesday game was. It was. It was. Dan, never ever add will-o-wisp to the game. Yes, that's how my oh gosh. Oh, that's how my high elf rogue died. And I missed the con save by 1. I had to roll 2 concentration saving throws. I rolled a 9 and then 14, and then all of a sudden I hear my DM, yeah, you're dead. I was just like, wait, what?
How? Will-o-wisps. Bum, bum, bum.
It was uneventful. I could have been saved because 2 out of the 3 party members.
That's good.
Funny enough, it was with Keyleth's dice on those saves.
No. We're kings, or whatever she said here.
We're gods.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
No, I think it was Ashley who made the term golden gods.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Yeah, I started watching episode 103 of the first campaign last night. I was just like, what am I doing?
Stop, yeah. It's not worth the pain.
So I can't really put Keyleth in the Keyleth dice in jail because she yeah.
Oh, this coffee's so good.
Lifeblood of the DM.
Yes, came out perfect. Oh,
Boop, boop, boop,
feels perfect as coffee can get, I guess. All right. Oh, Knight Commander Glark. I guess I can remove her from our images. Yoinking poor Ormia's arm out. Yeah.
Sucking out her soul.
Yeah.
I feel bad about that.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. All right, you guys are all headed down to the port section of the dock section, and yeah, you've got mostly it's merchant ships you see here. I don't know. Does anyone have any sailor background or anything related to oceanfare, or is anyone proficient in waterborne vehicles?
That would be Ormia.
Is anyone?
Whatever happened to her, anyways?
Didn't we have one person that was proficient?
Ormia and Ryan.
I know.
The only ones.
Okay, well, so you guys, it looks like a bunch of ships to you guys. You're like, yeah, they're ships. They sail.
These ships look really good. Like ships, guys.
As long as they don't have any holes in them, right?
Just in the top so you can get in and out. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, you've been on a moderately large merchant vessel when you saved Sterling Sam. There's some about 1.5 times the size of that, I'd say, the largest you see here. There's a boatload that are the same size that you rode on before. And then a handful, 3 or 4 that are a bit smaller than that, but you're not sure that they would be able to make that long of a journey. They may just be coastal sailboats, the smaller 3 or 4.
Oh, what time of day is it?
It's maybe 5 now. 5 in the
In
evening.
the evening. Okay. So, Mina is still kind of like hidden under her hood, and she'll mostly stick underneath like shadows and stuff. She likes to like let it burn.
Especially the sun reflecting off the water. It's just like.
Yeah, she's just kind of like.
I guess we'll find someone that looks in charge that we could talk to.
You see a number of dock workers just going about their business, and then maybe of 2 or 3 different dock masters that seem to be taking orders and directing people on where to go. On a couple of the nearby ships, you hear it seems to be like a first mate or someone higher up in rank barking orders from the ships to their crew. Load this up and go get that and blah, 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 blah. So there's a couple options depending on who you want to.
Felix, you don't have any seafaring background, do you?
No. I think.
You know what, though, Felix?
Yeah.
Given the things, I would say that you probably have a better idea than everyone else. You imagine a lot of ships, merchant ships, don't take on passengers. They will for the right coin. Otherwise, it has to be large enough to, short enough on crew. They need to have the space because food goes quickly on these ships. It spoils. There's only so much that can be done for these journeys. So you're looking for a ship that seems to be undermanned, where you can maybe offer services, and large enough to accommodate, 7 or 6.
I say all this, but in Felix's voice instead of Dan's.
Nice. And then he whips his hair back in with the sun, the ocean behind him. Roguishly handsome.
Cast light to make it go ding.
Yeah, he smiles. A reflection of sun off his teeth.
Yeah, so maybe it won't be the best idea to go just by the ship with the coolest name. We might have to dig a little deeper here.
They have names?
Yeah, that one over there. That one's the Sea Wench.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look by the front of the ship, I think it's called the bow. Usually it'll have a ship name.
Our ships didn't have names. The ones that I saw, which wasn't many. I'll defer to you to choose which one we should talk to.
Let's see. What's the ricketyest ship that we see, Dan?
Here's a mid-sized ship.
I mean, one that would still sail for, what, a month?
By the end of the voyage, we're just holding it together.
Well worn, but not
nice.
Down.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not falling up into pieces, but it's definitely weathered. In moderately good shape, acceptable shape, weathered. The crew seems to be a number of older folks, not old for a pirate crew. That's usually 20s, and they've got kids in their teens and 20s, and higher ups are in their 30s, 40s. A lot of these folks don't live much beyond that, but a lot of these folks are maybe in their gosh, I don't know, middle age, so not too old, but like 40s maybe. But they know what they're doing. They all seem like veterans to this trade, and they're moving quickly and a little more efficiently than the other crews. But you don't see the same young blood that you see in these other crews.
They're the old sea
The ship called the Horseradish.
Okay.
Of course, Felix would choose a food-related ship.
Definitely. So Felix kind of clops up to that. Oh.
Kaylin's right behind him.
Dan, are you still there?
Yeah. Oh, did my thing decide to do something ridiculous?
You're really choppy.
Like lagging.
Yeah.
Is it behaving again?
Your audio is still coming through okay, though. Do you want to keep going? Or?
Yeah, we'll keep going. Let me know if it decides to behave again.
Too terrible?
Yeah, or if it gets too bad. Yes. What was the actual question? You see the ship and...
I'll kind of walk up to it and see who's working dockside.
All right. You see just a number of older folks, men, women, half-elves. There's a couple half-orcs. Very diverse crew. There are even some gnomes there that are doing leaping around up on the ship and battening down things and hoisting other things.
Sea terms.
Yes, doing sea things. Sail things.
What kind of ship is it? You said that they're all merchant ships, right? But is it you said a medium-sized one, I believe?
Yeah, medium. Very similar to the one that you rode over on initially.
Okay. Any chance I could do a check to see what kind of cargo they have, or what kind of cargo they're hauling on board?
Yep. Go ahead and do an investigation check if you're sort of like watching the crates as they're moving them.
Sure, I can do that. Or 14, Dan.
Ooh, okay. They seem to be unloading a number of crates that they essentially have some pallets that are crated up to protect it from the water. But as they're lowered off and brought over to the dockmaster down waiting at the end of the docks, you can see there is some stone in a few of them. Some wooden planks from trees that you haven't seen around here. Nails.
It's a lot of raw materials.
Just a boatload. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Get it? Boatload.
Is that metric or imperial?
Yeah. Awesome.
Any interesting dock workers that I see?
I mean, it's an assorted, crew of weathered individuals. A number of missing limbs on amongst them. I can't say anyone stands out in particular. You do see someone in charge-ish up at the top of the gangplank. And he's, barking out orders at sailors as they disembark from the ship, unloading the goods. Careful with that! Things like that.
Since they're busy, I'm gonna not talk to that guy because we'll just completely disrupt their entire operation. I'm gonna find the guy that he's yelling to and see if I can get his attention.
Okay. It's 3 individuals that are carrying this crate. One on either side, a human male, human female, and along the side is a little goblin that's probably the youngest on the crew, you would imagine, appearance-wise, because, gnome. You know how they can live up to whatever, 500 years. But this one looks relatively young for a gnome. And it's just sort of like, not walking under it, but sort of under the side, trying to carry it over his shoulder, but really not helping at all. And he stops and says, just a minute, guys. And they just keep walking with the crate. He leans up against one of the posts on the side of the dock just to catch his breath.
Excuse me. Can I have a moment of your time, please?
Yeah. Hi. How you doing?
Hi, my name's Felix. What's yours, if I may ask?
Giblin.
Giblin. Well, you see, my friends and I, we're trying to secure some passage across the ocean, and we were wondering who we might speak with in order to make that happen.
You can always talk to the boss up there, First Mate Robbins, or sorry. Oh,
no problem.
Well, while they're having this conversation, Dan, Kaylin's gonna make some water in her alchemy jug and offer him some water.
Oh, thank you. And, the jug is like this big for him. Thank you. It starts, guzzling out of the side of the thing. Splashes some on his head. Oh, thank you. Here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Kaylin wipes off the nozzle, the nozzle of it.
Nice. A little slimy. Oh.
Well, they seem a little busy, but before we talk to them, could you tell us a little bit? Can you tell us a little bit about your ship?
Sure. Fine crew. I'm a little new to it myself. Not as experienced as the rest of the crew. Haven't quite found my place yet. But a good group of folks, trustworthy. You really need that out at sea.
Well, you said you were a little new. Is there some room for some workers aboard the ship?
Yeah, geez.
Pretty able-bodied. We can always lend a hand.
I think that'd help you a lot in securing some passage. We're meant to travel down the coast and then get our new orders down in Dauphin's Haven.
Dauphin's Haven, we've been there.
Okay, yeah, I love that city. Oh, there's so much to see, so much to do. Oh, never a dull day there. And the nights? Whew.
Yeah, I remember the waterfalls. Those were pretty beautiful.
Yeah. I can put in a word for you or whatever if you want. You seem like... how many of you are there anyway?
Quick count. Is it 6 or... Are we missing somebody today?
I think it's 6. Yeah.
It's too confusing.
Awkward, wait.
Yeah, we're just standing like a bunch of waves on a dock, like.
I'm standing as close to the exit as I possibly can.
Nice. People are definitely staring at him too. As you walk through the city, it's not too often people see a winged, certainly a winged elf. Of any sort, because you still look very much like a wood elf. Sans
I'm just starting to get really uncomfortable because people are just staring, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to hide.
And your back is uncomfortably
my
warm.
wings.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you can. You can sort of fold them over the front.
Oh. Out of character, is that something you can? Is that something that's always there, or can you hide your wings, like pull them back in on command?
Oh, you can tuck them behind you, but they're still, like head to foot.
It's like the mutant. It's the guy with the angel wings.
Oh,
Angel.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Angel.
Perfect.
I'm so tired.
Well, what do you guys think about this one?
Seems like it could get us there.
How long will we be sailing?
To Dauphin's Haven.
Just leaning up on the post now, like with his arm up to the side. Or were you asking him? I don't want to.
So the journey will be about a month.
I didn't.
Kaylin asked.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, it takes us usually about a week and a half, depending on the winds, of course. Get down to Dauphin's Haven.
Okay.
We're gonna have a light ship, so we'll be traveling a little faster. We're unloading here and then traveling back down. Whew.
Oh, it's a repositioning cruise.
So after Dauphine, where are you going?
We're going to get our orders there and see where our next shipment's headed. We do a lot of shipping up and down the western shipping lane here. Sometimes we head over to Calais, and usually sometimes we head up to Tegradoth, but we only go to Tegradoth from here, never from Daffin's Haven. Too long a journey.
I'm going to take a peek from behind my wings and ask how much.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I probably have to talk to the first mate. I mean, if you're working, a lot of times able bodies are just appreciated, and depends on, your skill set, I guess. But you'd want to talk to either First Mate Robbins or Captain Bishop.
Let's go. Are they here on the ship?
Aye, yep. Yeah. Captain's in her quarters, and First Mate Robin, he's up shouting orders up there. Can't miss him. He's loud, especially around me. I don't know why. I mean,
all right.
I'll go with you if you're ready.
Yeah, or do we want to check out another ship first? See what kind of options we have.
This is good.
Well, okay. Let's since we're here anyway, let's go ahead and ask.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Meals in the Shadows.
I'll stay with you. Actually, no. Are you guys going below deck?
No, the first mate or captain is above deck shouting orders.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go inside, away from the sun, to see the captain.
Giblin, what are you doing down there? Get to work! Here.
Oh, sorry. Our faults. Gotcha. Excuse me.
I gotta head back. You come with me if you want.
Sure, yeah. Could you introduce us?
Yeah. He kind of looks back at M with the beautiful angel type wings. Yeah, come on. Starts scurrying his little feet, down the deck, up the gangplank with whomever's going to follow.
Where we go? Up the gangplank.
Mina's staying behind with them.
Okay.
Before everybody starts, go ahead, Sam.
I don't remember if I said, but she's got her hood up and her face mask up.
Oh, nice.
So she's mostly doesn't look like a drug.
Nice. Okay. And Brixie?
Still on cat form.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Crap. I hop on somebody's shoulder who's falling behind, who's like in the back.
Okay. I guess Felix is in the front. Kaylin, are you coming up?
Yes, I'm right behind Felix.
Okay, and Emil, are you staying behind with Mina and M? Yeah, Emil, are you staying behind with Felix? Not Felix. Blah, blah, blah. Mina and M, yeah. Sorry.
The outsider looking.
Okay. So Brixie probably be hopping up on Kaylin's shoulder then, as Felix seems to be taking charge in the conversation. He's probably heading up first.
Cool.
Okay. You hop up. Very sturdy shoulders. And the plate mail is a little slippery for your kitty paws, but Kaylin's very sturdy as she walks. And a very determined pace behind Felix as they head up the gangplank. And you can see first mate Robbins is just still kind of pointing. He's not so busy that he's shouting constantly, but busy enough that he doesn't turn over to acknowledge you all until you get up to the top. Giblin, just... I'm sorry, folks. Just come aboard and clear the gangplank, and Giblin, just go see what Fiercey needs in the kitchen. But Yes, sir. Well, these folks, I'll go. Just these folks wanted to ask about passage, and maybe offer some help. But I'll get right to work. Thank you, sir. Nice meeting you all. Thanks for the water.
Oh, he just became my favorite NPC.
He scurries across the planks as he heads below deck. All right, folks. Name's Robbins. Rick Robbins. What can I do for you? Passage?
Yes, passage, if you don't mind.
You looking to pay or work?
Maybe a little bit of both. What kind of work do you have?
Well, we won't have much in the way of loading or carrying. We're headed down to Dauphin's Haven, if that's the direction you're headed in. Boat maintenance, earn your keep, that's all we ask. Maybe a little coin if you feel so inclined.
Sure, a bunch of our party are very well versed at mending, repairing things. I myself, I can do a little bit of cooking. And
oh, you had me at cooking, son. How many are you? Just the two of you and your cat?
You know what? There are going to be 5 of us in the cat.
All right. Keep an eye on them animals on a boat. They one wrong step and that's it.
At this, as he hits it, I hop off of Caitlin's shoulder and then back to myself.
Oh, by the gods! What?
No.
What? You know, I'm gonna have him do a check because you have your demonoid, like your infernal appearance.
Well, that's what Brooksy would have done.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I love it. Oh. This adds flavor. He seems to be, relatively aware of tieflings. He's just, you can't do that to a person. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I was not ready for that.
It's okay. Most people are not.
Well, if you're willing to work or pay for your way, either way, you're welcome aboard. As far as Dauphin's Haven, not sure where we're headed after that. What's your final destination?
We're heading to Bridgeport.
Bridgeport?
Not sure if you've heard of it. Yeah.
That's way out past Calais, right? Over by, what's that?
Yeah, by Bexley.
Bexley, yeah. Oh, that place.
Yeah.
Sometimes we ship out there, usually not much further than Calais. Fin de Marais, or... I don't know. We'll see where we're ordered. We go where the money is.
Well, how much would it be just in gold coin?
Not much. We have to pick up a little extra in the way of supplies here. We're looking at about a week and a half's journey. Food. I'd say maybe without any work and taking up accommodations, you're looking at about 3 gold apiece.
Definitely doable.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk them down.
Well, we also have to consider... no, I'm just joking with you. 3 gold apiece.
Sounds good. We'll have to consult. We'll have to consult with the rest of our group, but that sounds pretty fair.
Okay, we're not heading out till morning, so take your time. As long as you're here on the board before we part, it'll be good.
All right, thank you. Thanks for your time.
Hi, you're welcome. Shouts back some other orders down at the dock workers, and I say drop a box down there. You pick that up. Don't make me come down there.
So once we're safely away from the earshot of the workers and I forget the guy's name, Ryan Reynolds or something like that.
Rick Robbins.
Rick Robbins, yes.
Deadpool's our first mate.
That'd be great.
It's canon.
Yeah. I whisper over to Brixie. So the idea is, if you're still a cat, they might not charge us as much. We'd only maybe have to pay for 5 tickets.
Oh,
You don't have to stay a cat once we're aboard, of course. They're probably not familiar enough with us in order to pin down exactly how many people we have. We just have to play a little cup game, keep things interesting.
They may notice a tiefling, though.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Maybe we should play it straight then. So, as we head back to the rest of the group. So, it's not too bad. This one, it's a little rough, but it's only 3 gold for each of us for the whole trip. I think we can definitely afford that. Yeah.
Crew seems okay.
Doesn't seem like a slaver ship or anything.
Who was it we talked to, Dan? Was it the captain?
First mate, Rick Robbins.
The first mate, okay.
Giblin did mention Captain Bishop has her quarters, below deck.
Okay. Yeah, first mate seemed reasonable.
Yeah, what's his name again? Rick Ross?
That's what I typed. I'm like, I can't use Rick Ross. Let's change it to Robbins. Yeah.
Rob Roland?
Feels like a familiar name.
No one gets his
Good
name
job,
right
guys.
ever.
Good job.
I say we go for it.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, I have a question.
Shoot.
Would Brixie would have seen a raven in the Feywild?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Good to know. At this point, yeah.
All right, can you do the flying ones now? Oh, that's exciting.
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, scope it out. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, abilities. Oh, no. Dang it.
Oh, that's not what I want.
No, I can't. Okay. Dang.
Oh, bummer.
See if I can turn into a raven. But it's not until level 8.
Oh, because of fly speed, right?
I can swim. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. That was my backup
on a
plan.
boat.
A what?
That could be useful if we're out at sea.
What is a challenge rating? That is
Maybe like
1/2.
flounder and just decide that his trap.
Can't be a giant shark.
Well, you're looking at that.
Got to be a yellow flounder with blue stripes, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's what I was looking for in the
Like a 5-year-old.
No, you should be a clownfish.
Hey, Dan. All I'm saying is you may want to have some monster tokens ready.
Okay.
Just saying.
Good
Just
to know.
I could be a crocodile.
Ooh.
But the only crocodiles cannot hold their breath for 15. What the heck? So, and their swim speed is only 30 feet.
I'll say where you're checking that out, Mina and M, or if you're all sort of near one another, you'd want to sort out like what you want to do. But you've got the whole night. Seems like you're welcome anytime between now and then.
When are they leaving?
First light in the morning. Any business that we have left in town should probably take care of. I'm planning on getting a few ingredients for cooking, because food aboard the ship is probably not that great. At least not what we're used to.
So fancy.
I don't know how you guys feel about hardtack, but it's not my favorite thing in the world.
I'll go get a health potion.
Ooh, what flavor?
So does everyone want to think about it before we make a decision?
Does 3 gold seem a little cheap to you guys?
Well, we're going to be helping them with their labor. I think that's why he brought down the price.
I said, without doing any labor, it's 3 gold. Because really, I mean, you guys have a crap ton because you're adventurers, but 3 gold to like a normal person is like $300. And because they're not shipping anything, they figure as long as you can pay for your stuff, and if you want to chip anything in, they don't mind. They seem to be a friendly bunch.
Do we want to meet later to decide?
Are we just like to decide to go with them or not? Or to decide to walk or to go by boat?
Well, unless everyone is ready to decide now, but just giving everyone time.
I would prefer not to walk over the middle of the continent, so a boat would be fantastic.
But think of all the things you'll miss seeing.
That's a good one, Emil. Seeing.
Caitlin just looked at Emil.
Wait,
so
where did he go?
So are we ready to make a decision now, or are we making a decision later?
I just want to leave town.
Would we make it later? We have the boat here. Let's go.
Okay, I'll tell you guys what. I'll just go ahead and pay for the boat, so at least we have our spots reserved. And
we can use the party funds. I'll mark that off. How many of us are there? 6?
6.
There were 5.
18.
That ship has sailed.
No.
Awesome. I love it. Oh, why didn't I have a... Pay no mind me.
Okay, so we now have 5,185 gold party funds.
Holy cow.
You
we
guys
could buy a ship almost.
Right?
Then you have the upkeep.
And the insurance, and taxes.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
All you have to do is
just take up space, and you use it once a year, maybe.
We just have to incorporate though and turn it into a business. Then we can write everything off.
All
the meals.
Charter ship. Yeah.
It's everything.
That's amazing.
We're not talking about project. What are you talking about?
You guys are sitting awkwardly off to the side on the planks here, the deck, down at the docks rather, on some old crates that have probably been here for months that no one's moved or using. Underneath some cover for Mina and Em. Yeah. As you're just, the evening rolls on. It's the sun's getting ready to set as you're sort of planning the logistics out.
Oh, okay. We better get going if we want to do some shopping.
So we get back here tonight or tomorrow morning?
That's a good question.
Tonight, I think. First light's pretty easy to miss.
Yeah,
it's true. Okay. See you tonight. Kaylin kind of goes off.
red hair whipping in the wind. She walks away. The beach is just this beautifying place. It's a golden hour out now. The sun's just...
Go ahead.
So yeah, I just want to make sure that we have paid the guys, and then we can probably just purchase them.
Right. No, I'm just saying you're right.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, Brixie wants to find some muds to try out spell.
You've got some what to try out?
A spell.
Oh, okay. Felix, you see Brixie start practicing a spell, and you're like, "Do you want to do it?"
Behind a crate.
Yeah, neat. Go for it, Brixie. What are you going to work on?
You might hate me for this, but
I accept all player decisions. I love it.
It's behind a crate 35 feet away.
I like to conjure animals.
Oh, okay.
And I will. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
I had it and I saw it. Where are you, Blink Dog? Where are you guys? Man. Joss. Okay. 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 And then I would like to cast 8 Blink Dogs in front of me.
Okay. 8 beasts of challenge rating 1/4 or lower, and they're what kind of dogs?
Blink.
Okay.
So glad I walked away.
Up from the soft sand, these forms start to rise as the sand runs off their backs, and these 8 rough-looking dogs. Let me see if we've got a picture for them here. I think rise out of the sand. Come on, show me the image. Yes. Okay. Come on, mouse. I just want to right-click. Anyway, these are the dogs. They match the color of the sand. Extremely, short hair, muscular dogs with little fangs. Little hooks that come off the back of their joints, their ankles, and such. Gnarly-looking animals, bony spine and bony tail. But they all climb up and sort of walk around and sit down at the feet of Brixie, the tiefling.
Oh gosh, Brixie! We can't take that many dogs with us. How can we feed them all? You can't keep them.
The spell only lasts for an hour, so they will disappear before we.
Oh, thank goodness.
One of them kind of growls.
I thought I was gonna have to make another stop for dog food or something.
Out of character, I love the spell because it really literally says the DM has the creature stats.
Nice. Well, I do technically, so thanks to the monster manual in the game. Yeah. Some of them growl. One of them sort of prowling back and forth, almost like it's guarding Brixie, and the other ones have just like laid down on her at her hooves and around her feet, like this is our master. You get a couple of looks, Brixie, as people walk by and see, with your tiefling form and all these dogs, dark, demonic sort of looking dogs, but no one stares for longer than a second because they're like, I'm not, nope. You get a couple people that appreciate puppies, and they're like, "Oh, his puppies."
And their alignment is lawful good. So.
Neat. Okay. They seem to be protecting and chilling with their master lovingly at her feet.
Dan, I think that Caitlin is going to go back to the Tinker's place and work on what I sent you, I think a week ago.
Okay.
Try for that.
All right. Dan
I want to
says
use their tools, so how much, I guess once I get there, I need that would be to try and use their stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I won't make you go through that. I mean, we can certainly roleplay it if you want, but if you don't want to, then we don't have to go through the whole kit and caboodle for that. Let me quickly pull up, make sure I'm thinking of the same thing that you sent last week, and because I have all that other recent stuff in my head, and like, oh yeah, oh there it is, right.
The million things I've sent.
Yes, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that is so amazing. Okay, yes. So, what does everyone else want to do? And I'll kind of line up our ducks here.
You said it was night, right?
It's like evening. The sun's just setting now, so 7:30 maybe.
I'm gonna see about finding a shop to get a healing potion.
Okay.
Felix is going to run around as fast as he can to get some spices. He also wants to get some furnishings for our cabins because, it's probably just a really hard bunk in there.
Nice.
He's going to try to find a bottle of rum to hand off to the captain and maybe some other fresh ingredients, some at least for the beginning of the we need citrus. We need citrus for this.
Yes.
So we don't get scurvy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, maybe some eggs and vegetables as well.
Okay, nice. Mina, what are you feeling?
Mina is gonna go back to Suni's temple and tell the head priestess where she's going, what she's doing. Just, I need to get out of the city. There's too many memories here. She's gonna gather her few belongings, and then she's gonna go. She's gonna go to grave and talk with him for about an hour, just telling him everything that's happened to her since he died, basically, and then where she's going. And so she's just gonna just sit at his grave and talk, and then head back to the docks. And once the sun goes down, she'll take her hood off and just right.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you do that. You have that, just sad, contemplative moment at your husband's grave, where you're able to say goodbye, though it doesn't really feel like really yet. It doesn't feel like goodbye. And the pain in your heart of all that the two of you went through to lose him now, and feel a little bit lost and seeking out where you belong, what you need to do next. You kind of just pour out your heart. The one person you could just tell everything to, no judgment. You just pour it all out, and then find your way to.
I'll take a little bit of dirt from the grave.
Okay.
And just put it in just like a little small.
You got plenty of files.
And then just make an necklace out of it.
Okay. That's sweet. Hang that around, clasp it in the back, and tuck it in. Head down to the docks, and you find it. You can sit out anywhere. The docks are much more quiet now, as it's gotten dark. It's nighttime for in Mina's here. The soft glow, the moonlight is not harsh at all on your eyes.
She'll sit directly in the light too, just because it is light. It's not the painful light.
Neat. And you find a couple of shops that sell this. I mean, the healing potions are expensive. They're 50 gold a piece, although you have the party funds. If you want to do any bartering, though, we can bring up an NPC and do some bartering if you want to see if you can get it any cheaper.
At this point, I'm just kind of worn out, tired of everything, so I'm just like, I don't care.
Nice.
Can I take 100 gold, guys?
Wait, who's holding the funds now? Kaylin, I think, in the backpack in her. quasi bag of holding?
Emma? Sure.
Galen's like counts out, ching, 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 100 gold.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so write this number down now, Steph, that you have it. With the 100 gone, we have 5,085 gold, 3 platinum, and 4 silver.
So I'm gonna use that to buy 2 potions.
Okay. Yeah, and nice. A vendor can tell you're worn out, and they're like, they're not going to push you. They just let you move along and be on your way. They're still a little taken aback by the wings, just like, oh no,
I have a little problem getting through the door.
Yeah.
In and out a little bit because I forget that they're there.
Perfect.
I get a little stuck.
They flinch. The wings kind of flip out a little bit as you strike them. Squeeze them way down.
I'm still trying to control these things.
It's like in Space Jam when they're in the hospital and basketball players.
Oh, nice. They're all huge.
Yes.
Please, Jam.
Awesome.
Okay.
Emil, did you have anything you want to do tonight before packing up?
Not really. I mean, Emil just kind of wants to be gone, but I'm sure he'll find a dice game for a little bit at least.
Okay. Neat. All right. So you occupy yourself with a dice game. Friendly dock workers after a long day of working the docks. Let's see. Brixie, was there anything else you want to do before bedtime? Before shift time.
Are the dogs still up?
Yeah, I think. How long does it last? An hour? They're probably about to fade, but yeah, if you want to do something before that, you can. But they'll fade before the meeting.
Yeah, this is a concentration. It's concentration up to an hour.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, by the time you meet for the ship, it'll be like it's a couple hours away, 2-3 hours. So it'll have faded by then. But if there's something you want to do with them before they fade, you're welcome to.
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm just gonna report. It's late at night. Brixie just kind of dozes off and not knowing when they dissipate.
Okay. You get a good rest, kind of propped up along one of the under the boardwalk there. You found a nice spot. It's comfortable, and you lean up against one of the posts and get some rest. Felix, let's see. Can you give me a rundown again? So you've got some food. You're looking at maybe like for spices and food. You're looking at maybe like 4 copper. That's it.
Sure.
What was the other? Wasn't there like an item of some sort you wanted to bring too, or no?
Like bedding.
That's what it was.
And other like creature comforts, maybe pillows and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's see what it costs for a bedroll. Come on, bedroll. Yeah, all right, bedroll's 1 gold. So if you get more than one, you might get a bit of a discount. How many would you like to get? One.
Let's get 6.
6? Okay. So you'd probably be looking at they probably don't sell all that much of it, so they'd probably give it to you for 4 gold.
Okay.
Instead of the full 6. They're full bed. The bedroll, it's got a comfortable pillow like sewn into the head part that tucks in and then rolls up. So they're kind of handy.
Nice. And then I wanted to get some other like fresh ingredients that we can use as long as they last.
Okay.
There may be a few days worth of eggs and oranges.
Okay. Let's see. Rations are 5 silver, so I'd say, how long are you looking for it to last?
Maybe like a week.
It'd be about 3 gold, I think. It's 5 silver per day of rations per one person, but since you're not getting like full on, but you're getting enough for everyone, blah blah blah. We'll say about 3 gold for that.
Sure, sounds good.
Just out of curiosity, would purify food and drink the spell on saving rotten food, basically? So it says food within range is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
I would assume so.
I mean, poison and disease, you'd probably be able to eat it. It might still be, like, decomposed, but it wouldn't have poison and disease in it.
So it wouldn't make you sick, but it would taste gross.
Yeah, the texture might not be what you were hoping.
Right. It was an option.
But it is. It's definitely an emergency option, yeah.
It's a last option.
All right. Anything else for Felix?
No, that's all I can think of.
Okay.
So.
Bexley, M got hers, so it's Kaylin. Yes, let's do this. All right. Now here's the thing. So you arrive, okay, and you have there's sort of an option for you because the Tinkerer, what is he? I think he's a halfling or a gnome. He may have been a gnome. Mm-hmm. And he's excited to see. Welcome back. Yes. Are you looking for more scraps?
Not necessarily.
Oh, I have some schematics. And he pulls out. I'm just going to give you an option to, if you want, you don't have to do the roll for the design if you get a schematic.
Okay.
You automatically succeed. So if you wanted to role play it that way, it can be on a schematic, or if you want to arrive and know what's just moving forward, you'll always have an option to ask for schematics. You can kind of give me a heads up, like what you might be looking for.
Okay, so I'll show him what I have, the object that I'm going to be using for it, and then I'll show him a diagram that Galen's drawn, kind of being like, I want to take this and turning it into this.
Well, isn't that interesting? Yes.
So do you have a schematic for something similar?
Well, I do have something that may assist partially, because I have a schematic for the two individual things. Putting them together would be up to you, but you could just reference those if you want. Just a minute. And flips through all the papers and finds, shows you. Fancy with the schematic. So in this case, instead of buying them, because he doesn't have the actual schematic, you can roll your tinkering. I think it's an intelligence-based one for the design with advantage because you have the schematics for the individual items. Okay. Yep, that's pretty sufficient. It raises, what this does is it raises the DC on the dexterity check or lowers it based on this roll to accomplish it. So go ahead and roll the. Are you using your scraps, or are you looking? Will you be using your own scraps today, or would you like to procure some of our fine scraps right here? Ooh.
Ooh. How much would it be to? Because I have the case. I wouldn't need that many a few smaller parts for it.
Right.
How much would that be to procure from?
Well, gosh, I wouldn't even coils. Maybe start sifting through scraps and parts, and okay, cogs and spring. And then you probably need, I don't know how you do that. We better play it safe and add a few extra. I would say you're looking at probably 4 silver pieces, and this will give you an abundance of parts. You'll probably have some left over depending on, skill. Great. Done. Here you go.
All right. Thank you very much.
That was him taking the money.
Right. And then roll a dexterity check.
Yeah, if you want to.
Dexterity check.
There's some tools there that you're. They're not the nice tools that are behind the bench for him, but there are some tools for journeymen and apprentices and stuff out there. So you can definitely spend some time. Yes, it would be a dexterity check. Straight dexterity check.
Okay.
I'm sorry, straight tinkering dexterity check, no advantage or disadvantage.
Okay. Would I be able to use my inspiration for this?
Absolutely.
So will that be an advantage on it then?
Nope, you do the normal roll, and then if you want if you want to add your inspiration die, which is a 1d8, you can roll that and add that number to it.
Okay, so we'll see how this goes.
One of the two, because technically you have to.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
And you have like an extra 3 small scraps left over you can add to your tally there because you're very efficient.
Perfect.
You take the time, you get everything fine-tuned, every aspect, and it's just what you were hoping for.
Wonderful. Perfect. I do want to. I'll thank the Tinker again, and yes. I don't know when I'll be back through here next, but I appreciate all your help with what I've been working on.
My pleasure. So good to see a fellow tinkerer at work.
Yes. Well, take care of yourself.
Yes, and safe travels to you. Goodbye.
Bye. I want to book it to because I know it's probably getting late at this time. I do want to try to book it to where I always forget what that place is called. Where I guess the Keep or wherever their
Renoir Tower.
Rin is.
Oh, the Haven.
Right. To not to give this to bother him, but to give it at least to his to the people that are caring for him.
Okay. Do you want me to describe, or do you want to describe or anything, or you want to just keep it on the low?
No, we can describe it. That's we can describe it. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So I'll enter in there and talk to whatever caretaker is around that I've talked to before, probably.
Okay, you find your way. You actually run into one just as you get off the tram, just for time's sake. And it's one of the lieutenants or the strategist was checking on things in the tram station there. Well, yes. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Yes. It's good to see you as well. I have something that I want to leave for Ren whenever he's feeling up to receiving things. And I'm going to retcon this down and say that I probably maybe wrote like a note to go along with it.
Okay.
And I'll provide that to you later. So I'll have it, maybe just kind of wrapped up together with a string or something. If you could make sure that Ring gets this whenever he's ready, I would greatly appreciate it. It's just a gift for me to him. I do some tinkering in my spare time, and it's just a small pocket watch that I turned into a music box to help him remember Aylar by.
Here's the. I don't have it in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You crafted this yourself. It has a nice loud to it as it ticks. He opens it up. Do you have any sort of a lullaby type song that you want to play, or?
I mean, I guess like nothing in particular. No, I don't have anything particular planned out. If I find something, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
In the meantime, we'll say it's like Fear Release or something,
Yeah. Just something very melodic and slow. But I explained everything in the note, so you don't have to pass on all the description of it. But just make sure that he gets that whenever he's ready, please.
I will. Thank you. I'm sure that he will appreciate these. This fine gift will do his heart well, I think.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. My group is heading out of town right now, but I do plan to write Rin, and so I'll send a letter whenever we're at a port to do so.
That is truly wonderful. We're sad to see you go, but wish you the best on your journey.
Thank you. Just take care of him.
We will.
And I'll go ahead and head out. And go back to the port.
Okay. Where you all meet up. Yay! You see Brixie resting, partially awake now, resting still beneath the boardwalk near the beginning of the pier. And you all sort of see one another and get ready to board the horseradish or whatever you're going to do. No more dogs. You've disapparated.
Felix is like dragging everything behind him.
You do have to lean forward a bit. You get the oranges and one big sack, and you've got a bunch of other spices. And
do you need any? If Kaylin will see him. Do you need any help? You need me to help you carry some of that stuff in?
It'd be a really great idea. Maybe we can just put some of the stuff in your bag, and then. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
We stuffed a big item in there.
Perfect. It disappears into her bag. Messina, you get this itch as you're walking down the beach. The wind is blowing this cool evening breeze, the salt air, and it catches your wings. It keeps catching the feathers, and it just makes you desperately want to stretch your wings out, catch that air for a minute, feel the breeze run through the feathers. You're having them tucked behind you most of the day.
I might do a couple of, when we're out on the boat and stuff, get up and do a couple like laps kind of around the boat a little bit, like kind of circling. But when we go off at sea. But I don't really want to right now. Kind of want to stay grounded for the moment and kind of reminisce over all the stuff that's been going on, kind of process before we take off on the water.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Brixie, I'm sorry, were you saying something? Were you doing something? I thought I heard someone say something after I started blabbing, and then I felt bad.
I don't myself out loud.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I should do this now or wait.
Roll the dice, and you can. Do you do it now?
I actually do have my dice.
Nice. I like doing the odds and evens.
Are you?
Or yes and no.
All right, you're going away. I rolled okay. I rolled a natural one.
Whoops.
I'll let you figure out what that means. Yeah.
I need to check balance my dice anyway. Gotta make sure. That's right.
Let's get dude.
Let's get it. We can. Oh God! Wait, what? Okay.
Oh, that tinkering roll, Kaylin. Jeez, 25.
Always, yeah.
Oh. Okay, I guess I can do this now.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to a giant seahorse, like walk out in the water, and then turn to a giant seahorse, and then just.
Oh, nice. Oops. All right. So you all see, Brixie get up as you're all. Oh, good. I'm sorry.
And just for your knowledge, Dana, it says seahorse can breathe only underwater, and it doesn't say like how many minutes. So.
Okay. Right, in your 4th level, you can do that. What's this? I'll just look something up really quick in this mess of Windows.
I have my monster manual open, and if you have yours, it is page 3.
Okay. So yours. Just one thing to consider. Now, your swim speed is 20 feet. So it's probably good to chill now, but once you get going, the boat's gonna.
As a seahorse, it's 40.
Okay. The boat's going to go considerably faster once it gets away from the shore and catches wind. So you probably have like until it disembarks and gets out a little ways before you'll probably want to find a way to get back on. But
Okay.
you walk in and you shift down into this form, and it's probably your first time doing a sea thing since you have to be level 4. And it's nice. It's weird. It takes a minute to acclimate to breathing water through your gills versus the air directly into your lungs. But it's freeing. The weightlessness of the water and the speed at which you can zip around in there. A lot of seaweed towards the shore, but you sort of go out and about and explore this area just beyond the shore. And very colorful under here. Very clean, colorful waters, vibrant colors with the different fish and other creatures that live under the sea here. And meanwhile, everyone else is sort of... Oh, good.
Do I see any creatures?
I mean, you see, the typical starfish. You see a lot of different plant life.
Do I see any other fish?
You do. There's some large fish, something akin to tuna a bit as you get a little bit further off the shore. Some large, they're mostly large fish, not so much smaller tropical ones, but larger meteor fish out here.
And at one point, there's a singing crab.
Under the sea.
Like, how big are the meteor fish?
Well, they're, probably a few feet long, maybe about, this wide, 2 human heads tall. Some of them are, the length of a human head to toe. They're basically tuna and larger, heavier fish.
Tuna.
Mm-hmm.
Just for funsies, can I ram into one as an attack?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it.
Going to.
Let me bring open the. All right, seahorse. Oh, are you a giant seahorse or a seahorse? Because a giant seahorse is a
giant
40.
Seahorse.
Okay.
I'm a giant seahorse.
Okay.
Did I say seahorse? I meant a giant seahorse.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit different.
Okay.
You're larger than the tuna, so as you swim and do this ram attack, you just let's see what the damage is on the 2d6.
Hang on. Let me see if I.
You automatically kill it because you have at least 2.
19, 21.
And if you're doing a ramming thing, you have extra damage. It's at least another 2.
And they have an ability called charge. It says if the seahorse is at least 20 straight forward toward a target and it hits them with a ram attack on the same turn, they take an extra bludgeoning 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, so if you do that, you kill it automatically. Even before that, you ram into the side of it and just pulverize it. Kind of bends around and then turns on its side and up on its stomach and starts to float up to the top of the ocean. Dinner.
Oh, not bad. I rolled a natural 9.
You decimate this thing. That charge, you just build up a bunch of speed and you're giant. So even though this thing is on the large side, it's not giant. You're easily twice its size. You just crack it along the side. Cracking. You now have a large tuna fish sort of floating belly up to the top of the water. Top of the ocean. Top of the ocean, too, yeah. Meanwhile, everyone else is sort of congregated on the beach, ready to board the ship. You also kind of watch Brixie sort of head off, and you're accustomed to it a little bit. Brixie tends to do sort of her own thing sometimes, and not really sure what she's doing. But you do see that. You see sort of a bit of a splash from the water for a minute, and this large tuna float up to the top while you guys begin talking.
Kayla narrows her eyes.
Has she ever turned into a fish before? I don't know if that was her or not.
Yeah, she never has. No, this would be a first.
I don't know anymore. Has anyone checked on Mellows? No. You're horrible. You're horrible.
You know what? I'll say, just to bring it back around to Sam as a player, you would have, since you did the ceremony, I don't know how you would, how anyone would, yeah, I guess no one would really know. Yeah.
What time is it, Dan?
It's like 8:30, probably 8:39 now. It's getting fairly late.
I mean, I'm guessing they don't have like a bedtime on the ship. Like I could come on at any time.
It seemed that way.
I would go back to the hotel to check.
Okay. You zip back to town. You head to Renoir Tower, knowing that's the last place he was going to write his letter and everything. Or not that you knew about the letter, but you knew he was headed back there. You ask around a bit, and one of the clerks tells you. Actually, I can't think of his name. The gentleman that was overseeing your floor, security, and he's the host of your floor. Oh, well, he left maybe a week's time ago. He didn't say much, just seemed very upset and said he needed to leave. Like, part of me thought that you had all gone with him until I saw you the other day.
Did he leave anything behind?
I'm sorry, no. He seemed very distraught and very conflicted, and simply that he needed to leave.
Thank you.
Indeed.
I'll go back to the ship, Dan. Trying to think who I would find and tell. I find, I guess probably Felix would probably be the easiest to find.
What else is hiding? Yeah.
You know, he might be in stealth. I don't know. So I'll find Felix.
Okay. Surprisingly, you find him in the kitchen.
Surprisingly, right.
Never would have guessed.
I kind of look to see if he's making anything.
I'm just kind of feeling my way around the kitchen. Now each kitchen's a little bit different, so.
Oh yeah.
Felix is trying to. How's it
going?
going?
Left.
Like just up and left?
I just checked at the hotel that we were at, the inn, and he's gone. He didn't leave anything. Person there said he left about a week ago.
Maybe there's a little bit more to the story than we were led on to believe. From what we knew of him, it wouldn't have seemed that the whole Ormia thing would have affected him that much, but if it affected him to the point where he had to go off somewhere, I mean.
I just hope he's okay.
I'm sure he can take care of himself. Maybe we'll run into him again one of these days.
So, Kaylin leaves. I think Kaylin would probably find somewhere to go by herself for a bit. Just, ensure that having another person leave
Okay. Does anyone want to do anything tonight as they set up on the ship before it leaves port in the morning?
I think Kaylin would probably by herself. I think she'd probably go into her library. There's a different library.
Oh, okay.
Away from prying eyes.
Nice.
I don't want crew members following me in there. Well. And not really to research anything, but just to read. Sorry.
Okay.
I think Emil's probably going to, not really knowing what he's doing, he's just going to try and contact Wynn. Obviously, he has no idea how to, but that's going to be kind of his...
Okay.
It may take me some time of trying to work with Seb and trying to improve my kind of clarity in my mind, communication, but I want to at least every night spend some time thinking about the apparition that I saw and trying to...
All right. Go ahead and make a wisdom check as you just sort of practice and try and reach out, concentrating on that particular, on Winifred. You spend some time reaching out. It feels like you're working through this heavy fog. Far, far on the other end of this foggy maze before you, you can sense her a bit. Sense that connection you had in that initial dream, but you can't, it's still a good distance. But you do at least feel that connection a bit. Okay. Otherwise, everyone is able to have a good night's sleep, a full rest. Oh yeah, go ahead, shoot. Oh yeah, what are you doing, Brixie?
Well, Mariah just realized that she thought that it was morning already, but realizing that the boat's not moving, Brixie's going to get out of the water and find Kaylin and ask her if she can use her library.
Okay, we'll say you do it at night, and catch Kaylin shortly before she's gonna pop into her library for the night.
Feeling like she wouldn't bother me that much,
Neat.
That I'll keep to myself when we're alive.
Okay. Nice, Randy. All right. Brixie and Kaylin safely tucked away in the library. I had to think for a second, what would happen if the ship left while they were in there? Does the portal stay where you opened it? I gotta look into that. That might be a problem. But you come out in the morning time before the ship sets sail. It's early. You hear some whistles blowing and a lot of commotion as you step out, Kaylin. There's people just prepping this ship, and they are indeed very efficient, hard workers. They know what they're doing, racing around, and they're getting a whole crew down on the oars to get them out of port and navigate the ship around to catch the wind out at sea. And the sun is barely, peaked over the horizon yet. And you're already partway out of the port thanks to the 24-some people rowing this boat out. A little bit, of motion from the ocean as you find your way out to the far enough distance where you can drop the sails. The sails are dropped. They catch the wind. And you start heading westward, out and around the coast. Mm-hmm.
Now realizing that it's morning, Brixie is going to get in the water. Then get in the water and to a giant seahorse, just swim.
Okay, you jump into a giant seahorse, and into the water, change into the giant seahorse. You keep up easily as the oars are rowing, and you see them pull the oars up out of the water. And as soon as the wind catches the sails, though, the boat starts taking off. Now you're ahead of it, so it's sort of coming towards you. But you realize in that moment that you'll either have to get on the boat or you'll be left behind. This boat's going to go a lot faster than the 40 feet. But there's some rope ladders off the side and some other access points if you wanted to shift and grab onto one.
Yeah.
as soon as you have a momentary panic as the wind catches the sails, the boat starts rocketing across the ocean, almost at you. You swim out of the way as this giant seahorse and do your best leap out of the water as you shift from giant seahorse into Brixie tiefling form and grab onto one of the ropes that only hangs halfway down. You just caught a boatload of air as this giant seahorse. Grab onto it, it swings down the boat, and you climb up over the side as some of the other parties, up on the deck, some of the sailors are looking like, wait, what? So you see a person, a tiefling, climb over the edge and onto the boat, and sort of, get rid of the water, kind of, do a quick wipe down and walk across the deck like, no, this is every day. It's not a problem. Let's see. Okay. Beginning of the journey seems to go pretty smooth, and we'll have some time for role play. But since we're headed towards the end of the night, I'll say that it's relatively smooth sailing first couple days. You get about 3 days out, and you hear some of the crew complaining because they keep getting pushed a little further out than they like to be in the shipping lane. In fact, you see, you're given a bit of a tour by Robbins, First Meet Robbins, and there's this really neat chest almost. It's this display box with this like crushed velvet inlay with 11 different stones in it, each with a different runic symbol on it. And he explains each one is a sending stone for the port cities that they sail by to get directions and to be warned of any storms and to be warned of congestion with boats or pirates and so on. So it's kind of interesting as they go by each one, they touch a stone and are able to send a message, receive a message from someone at that port on the lookout for that sort of thing. But they keep being asked, okay, we've got a bunch of shipping heading up, so can you move out, move out. And some of the sailors are superstitious. They don't like being out this far. The storms are bigger out here. More pirates out here. But it's sort of the younger of the crew. Certainly Giblin has been running around like super nervous about it. And you can see he doesn't really have quite a job yet. He's not good enough to work with the other goblins that swing about the sails and set things up. You can't move things. You can't cook. And so you're not sure. There must be some other reason he's on this ship unrelated to his skill set. But on the third evening, the sun starts to set, but the clouds come over. And it seems, Giblin starts talking about the storm. It's like, I don't like the looks of that. Those clouds look pretty dangerous, pretty angry. And the other sailor's like, yeah, it's a storm. Just be careful. We'll do our best to avoid it. As the night carries on, the storm naturally, as one does in D&D, picks up. The sort of it becomes this really fierce sea storm, and it's coming on really fast, faster than most of the sailors were expecting. Heavy winds. They have to pull up the sails because it's just a little too dangerous. They don't want to break the mast. Lightning cracking. You can see it arc across the clouds and then zap the water and spark up. And the waves are just, anyone that feels that their character might be seasick, you can roll a Constitution saving throw if you want. Otherwise, don't worry about it. But the waves are getting huge and rocking the boat sideways, and keep trying to right the boat so that it's heading forward over the waves.
While this is happening, Dan, I'm going to be on the deck.
Okay.
And I've got Daylight cast. Daylight and I think Daylight and Light. Because I don't think Daylight is a concentration. just to give so people can see.
Oh, neat. Okay, Mina, you were up there. Water's bashing your face, the winds, the waves crash across the top. Where does everyone else feel they would be on this ship as this storm came out of nowhere and the crew's rushing around?
I would probably, Kayla would probably be on deck, probably, or she would be maybe not on deck. I don't know, but she would definitely get seasick. I wrote a Constitution saving throw and I got a 19. So.
Oh no, you're fine then. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bexley would be.
I think Emil and Sub will hide below deck, try to stay out of the way of the crew.
Okay. And Brixie?
Goodness. Brixie and Caphorn would be below deck with Emil. Goodness gracious, I'm weak.
Okay.
Just curled up in his lap, just scared.
Oh, Brixie cat. Okay. Felix?
Probably in the kitchen fixing himself a midnight snack.
Nice. Awesome. And Emercina.
Sorry, I muted myself.
No problem.
I'll just be below.
Okay.
For a little bit at first.
All right.
I also say, Dan, that Kaylin's probably helping the crew if they need help with anything.
Not immediately, but okay. So yeah, they do. You run over and you're helping hold ropes as they tie them off. Especially during this mad dash to get the sails hoisted up and to batten things down and just sturdy the ship as it's rocking and the water is, again, from the rain is slapping your face. The waves crash over. And as you're holding this rope and this wave crashes over, it hits you extra hard. And as you turn around to right your face from it, you see that as the water splashes, some of the water stays behind and stands upright as this essentially a water elemental. In the distance, you hear a huge horn. And the captain, who's you haven't seen too much except for her doing some inspections and other stuff. Captain Bishop comes up, and she's says, "That's no." And she looks over and talks to first mate Robbins. And says, "That's their hunting horn. Sahagwin! Sahagwin, prepare!" And a bunch of the sailors tie off everything they can and draw their weapons as Kaylin and Mina, you guys can make perception checks. With disadvantage, though, because it's heavy rain.
Even with the light?
Even with the light, because it would be off the ship.
Okay. Disadvantage perception.
Everyone below decks hears the horns, too. Mina, you see these fish-like, almost like Naga type creatures, humanoid fish, lizard sort of creatures, swimming with their tail behind them, tridents and spears, and they're climbing up, swimming towards the ship. You see one climb up over the side.
I'm gonna draw my crossbow, take careful aim, and take a sharpshooter shot.
Nice. You do that. You line it up. You get your sharpshooter. And you hear this crash from maybe 30 feet away from you. Is anyone downstairs feel compelled to come up at this point or not yet?
No, I'm enjoying my sandwich.
Nice.
Bexley is gonna come up.
Me too.
Okay.
Drop out of camp horn.
All right, Brixie runs up. Get Brixie over here, running up. And M, was the other one running up?
Yes.
Emil, would you stay down below, or do you think you'd come up?
Stay down.
Okay. This huge crash just as Brixie and M come up on the ship. What's that? There's a map to share. Just as you two come up, you see this massive, kind of a large fish-like creature. Hey, come on! I said there's a map to share. Now share it out. This
Would
mouse.
I know the creature?
You may. Let me get this map set for our viewing public. And for now, you see this huge fish-like creature land. Dun dun dun. But it looks otherworldly. It's not just a fish. It clearly has a sentience to it. And I wish it would actually be the right size. It's giant. It's landed and it wraps its tail around the center mast and just lets out this huge, terrifying, opens its maw and lets all this like fish spittle. It screeches at M and Brixie.
I shoot it.
Nice. You actually, we're gonna end our session
No.
tonight because it's a little after time.
That's it.
And there's the campaign.
Woo!
Hey Dan.
Yeah.
Question: are we gonna have a session since it's the 4th of July week?
The
But
fourth.
it's the first week of the month, and we're gonna have combat.
Yes.
I mean, are we? Sorry, what's the question? Are we doing what next week?
Since it's the week of 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be here.
Oh,
Are
yeah. I
we
mean, if
gonna
you
have a
can't
session?
make it, you can't. Yeah, it'll be the 6th, so I figure everyone's stuff will probably be done. But if not, that's no problem. If we only have like half the people, I'll figure something else out instead. So I don't run it with a bunch of folks missing.
I don't have a job or anything.
I'll be here.
Giblin runs up and says, this is it. We ran too close to the Kraken's lair. No! Every man for themselves!
Calm down. It doesn't fun to scream like
running around and saying, ah! Pointing at the massive fish creature.
Kaylin just like slaps him. Get a hold of yourself.
Keep it together, man.
That's romantic.
Kaylin's slapping him.
Yeah. Get a hold of yourself. Just like ugly crying.
It's great. That's great. Great. Take it.
Awesome.
If only there was a spell that would calm emotions.
Nice. Well, it's
There
content.
is.
Yeah, I love
I
color.
do.
Oh, nice. Are there any bushes? Kaylin looks around.
There are no
I
bushes
didn't want to have to
here.
do this.
Dang it. I can't kill him.
Awesome. And so at the top of next session, I'll let Brixie roll her history check to see if she recognizes the creature. Mina will shoot her arrow at one of the other things. I'll let you know a little more of what's going on. I wanted to get to this part to end it, and we'll kind of recap at the top of next session. But thanks. I know everyone's had a really rough, ridiculous week. So thank you all for being here and sticking in right to the end. I'll try and
Helps
wrap
to
it
get
up.
out of real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
The
good.
best thing about D&D. Somebody else for a couple of hours
Nice.
and not have to worry about the real world.
Nice.
Unless if your character dies. Try Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah. Not as fun.
No.
Oh, good. Glad, Randy. Yeah, thank you, viewers. You're hilarious. Thank you for the cheers. Thank you, Ed, for the mega cheer. That was super awesome. And players, thanks again for being here and for being so awesome. And we'll catch everyone next week. We stream every Friday night, 10
Oh,
to
for all
1
you
a.m.
humans out there. For all you humans. Alicia Day's charity stream starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh, that's
have
this
a look
weekend.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Nice.
Starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, 9 to 9 Pacific time. So go check it out.
Check it out. Awesome. Thank you very much, Prol. Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Gonna say, be excited tomorrow and be there. And she's arranged because it's going for a good cause, and also she has a T-shirt. I was gonna try to find the link for it.
Here's some of our stuff. If you want to check out our YouTube page or Discord, you're welcome to join. Definitely check out, like Mariah was saying, check out Felicia's charity stream. Great cause, reuniting the children separated.
Children that were separated from their parents on the border. So.
And Steph, where can people find a Warforged shirt?
Oh, well, they can find it at, I know the website, but it's a band called Warforged. Nice heavy metal. Yeah, they're pretty rad and they're super nice. So
nice.
Yeah.
And it doubles as an awesome D&D Warforged shirt.
Yeah, just Google Warforged band, and they're the only Warforged band. So
perfect. Awesome. All right, well, hope you all have a great night, and we will catch you next week.
Are we going to raid somebody?
Do you have anyone? I'm so not prepared this week.
That's okay. Hang on. You can always raid.
I can't load like any other tabs or OBS. It's like, or my computer rather. It's like.
It's just the usual suspects, Dan.
Oh, okay. What's the first one? We'll raid them.
It's Twitch Presents, but it's their Doctor Who. Let's go raid Hyper RPG. They haven't. I don't think we've.
Do they have something running right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Half Donut Raid is basically it puts everyone in our chat over into this other chat and gives them a quick boost to viewership and exposes our viewers to whatever their content is. Okay, so Hyper RPG 2 R's, right? HYPER RPG.
It's HYPER RPG.
Cool, thanks. All right. Nice prototype.
We will do that next time, Randy. I forget that Geek Space.
Oh. Yeah, we'll do that next time, Randy. Thank you very much. Sorry, I was a little slow on that. Oops. That's okay. We'll
Sorry,
check
you're done it. It's too late.
It's all too late. We'll catch you all over there, and we'll catch you all next week. Woo. Thank you so much. You all rock. Bye.